Okay, the next aspect, the next thing that we have to understand is Pokemon. Pokemon, for those of you who don't know what it is, you know, who are you people? What have you been doing with your life? I don't know. Pokemon is a video game, a TV show, a comic book, a card game, where basically you run around, you find monsters, you capture them, and then you have them fight proxy wars for you. Yeah, really. And to be honest with you, we love these kinds of proxy wars. I got into an argument with a buddy of mine using information that I didn't really understand, but my teacher said, you know, that such and such was how it worked. And my buddy didn't really understand this subject, but he had this other guy who we trusted. And he said, okay, well, you know, this other guy said this, so I'm going to follow this. And I hate saying it, but I think both of us were being used as Pokemon. But we really enjoyed it. We enjoyed the argument because we felt like we understood the subject, that we were into the subject, that we, you know, had a bone or had, you know, knowledge on the subject. So, why is this evil? Well, for the argument, it really isn't. It's just something you have to understand when you start to look at subjects, or why people will passionately support something. It's because they're enjoying kind of the proxy battles or the Pokemon of it. However, when people start to die, when wars are declared and it becomes obvious that it's actually a proxy or a Pokemon war, you start to get into it. Let me show you. Ask a Republican how Iraq is doing. Go ahead. Ask him how it was in, say, 6 years ago when George Bush was in charge. Go ahead. Ask a Democrat the same thing. Ask them how the war was going and how it's going, and you know who was doing such and such. And if you happen to notice, they describe the war very differently. And then you ask them, well, what about the people of Iraq? What about the people of Afghanistan? What about, you know, those people who are dying in this war? And you find out something really creepy. They don't care. That is not what the argument is about. It is not about the people of Iraq. It is not about the people of Afghanistan, the Pashto. No. Nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with this other argument that they're having, and then they're having this proxy war over it. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if you know, this is a nice subject, but it segues great into the Israel-Palestine conflict, which is very much so Pokemon. The Israelis are being supported by a large group of Christian groups, and they're, just so that you know, I'm Christian. Nothing wrong with being Christian. It's just that a lot of people believe that Israel is about to go into this second coming great battle of Megiddo. And this great battle of Megiddo has to happen with certain aspects. And so the Christian groups are supporting Israel based on those ideas, not on, you know, what's actually happening. In the same way, you have to understand, the other side is being used as a Pokemon as well. Palestine is being used as a proxy war. Syria, Iran, Egypt, they don't want to go to war against Israel. They've had their butts handed to them. So they arm Palestine, and they tell Palestine, hey, you go kill yourself, you go fight, you're suffering horribly. By the way, you can't come into our country, we're not going to give you any aid. We want you to go get your aid by destroying Israel. And if that sounds messed up, welcome to Palestine, welcome to Israel. And you have to realize that these two groups are being treated like Pokemon. And they're killing each other. They literally are killing each other. They are building walls. They are doing all this stuff because two groups are actually having an argument with each other, and they're sending two other groups out to have a Pokemon battle. Once you understand how evil this Pokemon battle can get, you start to go, okay, Pokemon, this proxy war system. Now we can finally talk about racial tensions within the US.